Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another overview of another board game. If you're returning from last time, thank you so much for returning. If you're new, welcome. This is Richard the Rat's Riveting Adventure, Cheese and Challenges, the spiritual successor to the original board game, Richard the Rat's Riveting Adventure, The Invasion of New Ohio. In case you're new to the series or you just need some refreshment on the general ruling, here's how it works. This game is a bit like Risk Checkers. Each team has a base on their own sides of the board. The goal of the other players is to destroy these bases. Each base will have 5 army points. These army points are discs which stack on top of each other and will sit like this on their own bases. These bases cannot move. No matter the circumstance, they cannot move, and they cannot be replenished with reinforcements. Now, to be clear, over the course of the game, you will have your bases, but you will also have stacks of your army points on free spaces that you can move. Each turn, you are able to move 1 point in any direction. It will not matter which direction. When you move, you have several choices. You can either A, move the entire stack, you can move only part of the stack to split them into several stacks, or if you are so inclined, you can move a smaller stack onto a larger stack to combine them. The only rule is that the maximum amount of coins you have in a single free stack is 5 army points. When you move, you also have the option to attack enemy stacks. This is the whole point of the game. You are trying to attack the base at the end. You're trying to attack the base, but you can attack free stacks. So how this works is you move your army stack into their already existing space. So let's just say that this is the Rat King's stack, and this is Richard the Rat's army's stack. Now, Richard the Rat's army is going to attack the Rat King. So how it works is both stacks are 4 coins high. So this will be the Rat King. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this appears to be a 4, okay? This is also a 4. They have reached a tie. When 2 players reach a tie, they will draw something called a chaos card. If they tie, chaos cards will just mess everyone up. It is meant to cause chaotic incidents, and the chaos cards will explain themselves as well. So let's just say for a second. Okay. As you can see, again, this is either a 4 or 6, depending on how the camera views it. And a 1. Okay, so Richard the Rat has definitely lost this particular battle. So because 6 or 4 plus 4 is 8 or 10, and then 1 plus 4 is 5. You add the amount of armies you have plus the dice to determine who wins. Richard the Rat's army has definitely lost this, so we remove one of the armies. So let's just go again, just to be sure that y'all get how the attacking works. So we have, again, either 4 or 6, depending on how the camera will view it. And this time we have 4 or 6. Let's call this one 4 since it's opposite of 3. And let's call this one 6 since it's opposite of 1. So this one is 6. So Richard the Rat has gotten 6. And as you can see, there are 3 army points on here. So that's 6 plus 3 equals 9. And then that is 4 plus 4 army points is 8. So in this particular instance, Richard the Rat's army has beaten the Rat King. So we remove one of the Rat King's armies. So as we stated earlier, Richard the Rat's army invaded the Rat King's space. So because of this, the attacker can retreat at any point to save some of their resources. If one of the members wins by depleting the other enemy's armies, or if the attacker retreats, the winner, which if the attacker retreats, the defender is named as the winner, they will receive a victory card. How victory cards work is they can give you little boosts. For example, this one, Cannon Event, allows you to attack from an extra space. It allows you to attack an enemy spot from an extra space than you would normally be able to. However, if you gather either a pair or 3 separate victory cards, then you can trade them in for 5 bonus points. Again, the goal of the game is to ultimately destroy the enemy bases. There are several modes where you can play. However, in the base mode, and in all of the modes subsequent, if you destroy an enemy base, your armies will be boosted by 10 reinforcements. Depending on which faction you choose at the start of the game, you will start with a different amount of army points, and you'll get a different amount of reinforcements per turn. Okay. This was the basic rules for Richard the Rat's Riveting Adventure Cheese and Challenges. Next video we'll talk about the separate game modes, and we will also talk about the separate factional rules. See you then.